What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video, your girl forgot to do her intro, so I'm gonna try something a little different, and we're gonna do it this way. So for today's video, I'm gonna be doing a 3 looks 1 palette using my DJ Unique Boutique eyeshadow palette. I've already done 2 previous videos, one where I did an eye swatching video, and the other where I did a first impressions. I will make sure to have both of them down below. Overall, my thoughts pretty much have not changed from either of those 2 videos, but I figured you guys might be interested in seeing a 3 looks 1 palette, and I really enjoy challenging a palette and seeing how far I can really push it and go. So if you're interested in seeing the 3 looks that I created based on the 3 looks that you guys see on the screen right now, then let's just get into it. Hey guys, so I took a little break from filming, and this is the first day I'm filming in like 3 or 4 days, but I'm here to show you guys my first look when it comes to this eyeshadow palette. I've already talked about it in the intro, so I don't want to get too far into it. I've already primed, done my brows, done a majority of my base, and we are just going to hop into this look. So the first shade that I'm going to go into is Mistletoe, which is this beautiful lime green shade. What I will say when applying this, because this is the first time I really put this on like in a look and like actually paid attention, because I did my first impressions and stuff, but like, you know, it was a first impressions. Using this shadow in this look, I noticed that it applies darker than it appears in pan. Now that might just be because of my eyeshadow base. I am using a darker base. I'm also not setting my eyeshadow base as well. So those 2 factors may come into effect. I will give you guys more thoughts and synopsis once we get to my last look into the review, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. Okay, next we are gonna go into a shade that I absolutely love, one of my favorite shades in this palette, which is Family. It's like the teal green shade. It's a very similar shade to one provided in the Blush Tribe Hazina 2. I think that shade was Rhea. This is a very similar, if not the exact same shade. So if you ever wanted that palette for that particular shade, this is like a really good like shade that can turn blue or green depending on the other shades in the look. And as you can see, this look has both blues and greens, so it kind of just really melds with the whole look in general. So I'm just slowly building up, deepening up my crease, and I'm really enjoying what is happening. Okay, so I slowly just built up that crease, as you guys can see. And now I'm gonna go into Firewood, which is the brown. Oh, if you guys can see that I have extra light, I actually forgot that the mirror that I use, you can actually turn the light on. Completely forgot about it. Haven't used it in pretty much a couple years. I don't know where my brain is, but I think it was because I generally didn't have my computer on my area with me, but now that I've switched my desk situation, I can have my computer over here, and so I now have it plugged up to my computer. So that is why there's extra light coming from the bottom. Hopefully that's actually helpful for you guys, so you guys can actually see more true what's going on with my eye looks, because I feel like sometimes it just don't work. So yeah, we're just putting that Firewood shade all on this outer V, and I'm just going to go ahead and build my lower lash line while I'm here, and we're going to take Firewood right under my lower lash line. I don't mind a really low lower lash line, so don't worry about that. Then we're going to take just a bit of Family and blend that out. Okay, and then we're gonna go once again into Mistletoe. And I'm trying not to overblend because these shades you can easily overblend. And if you do, then it'll just look like one shade. And I really want there to be distinctly 3 shades in my crease and my lower lash line. I will put the shade in my waterline later. Now it is time to do my lid color, and what I'm going to do, like I've been doing for the past, I don't even know how many looks I've been doing. I'm gonna go ahead and take my NYX glitter glue and a flat-ish brush. This one happens to be a little fluffy. This is the ECM G27, and I'm just going to kind of sculpt out where I'm gonna put my shimmer shade. This isn't gonna be a true cut crease, but like I've been saying, I just want to get my use out of this NYX glitter glue, get it gone before it expires. Probably low-key already has, but we're just gonna keep pretending that it hasn't, especially because I haven't had a reaction. Okay, now we're gonna take the lid shade, which is Celebrate. It's the really rich, deep navy metallic. And this is gonna go all over my lid. And I'm just gonna go back in with that Firewood shade, which is that last matte, and just make sure that's a nice little blend over on that side. Yeah. Okay, and then inner corner wise, I'm gonna go into Gifts. I wanna bring a little bit more of that green to the forefront, and we're gonna put Gifts right in that inner corner. We're gonna drag it down a little bit, and we're gonna drag it up a little bit, just slowly blending it between all of the shades that it hits. Okay, so that's the eye look. All I need to do is hop off camera, do my liners, all of that jazz, and I'll be back to show you guys my finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I really like this look. I think this is nice and cool toned, beautiful blue-green situation. Really does scream New Year's to me. And if you're wondering, the rest of the stuff that is on my face. So in my waterline today, I'm using a faux white liner from NYX in the shade Baby Powder. On my lips, I used a lip liner from NYX. It's one of their suedes in Jet Set. I use my Nabla Narcotic liquid lipstick on top. Highlighter today, I have my Magic shade from the Dream Glow Kit from ABH. And then blush wise, I have my Liberte blush from NARS. I will have everything listed down below for you guys, as I always do during my 3 looks 1 palettes. Earrings wise, these are new. These are actually for real now my last Halloween earrings that I picked up. I don't think I'm gonna pick up any more. I really do actually enjoy these, and in case you're wondering, these are non-gauged, but you can get them gauged as well. So very happy about that. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. So if you're interested in seeing look number 2, let's just get into it. Hey guys, I feel like, as Angie says, a happy clown today, and we're gonna be doing my second look for this 3 looks 1 palette. Like I said, I feel like a happy clown, and I'm okay with that. So hopefully you guys are ready to see this crazy look. I felt like doing something really out there and adventurous, even for these looks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prime. Oh, I put way too... I'm using my Nomad Cosmetics primer. As I always say, this is very similar, I would say similar to the Urban Decay, what is it, primer potion. I've only tried the one, I think, original. I've tried, no, 2 different shades, but they're all the same formula. So it's a pretty similar formula, especially after you let that Urban Decay dry out a little bit, because that primer can be extremely loosey-goosey when you first apply it or you first get it, and it dries out a little bit more after a while. So I'm just taking my time to really blend out that primer because whoo daddy. All right, close my computer, move my mirror. We are all set. So like I said, I'm excited. I hope you guys are. And let's just get into it. So for my inner crease, what I did is I went into the shade. What shade did I go into? I went to the shade Winter. And Winter is the lightest blue in this palette. And it works for me. I know if you have a lighter complexion, you're definitely going to have to start this shade lower down so that you can blend it into your skin a little bit more seamlessly. For me, because I'm darker, it doesn't need to be as far down. And I also just don't mind if there's like no real good blend. That's just... So, yeah. Today is my last day of my 7 days off from work, guys. I'm sad. I'm so sad. But you know, there's so many people who are going through other things, like they don't have days off of work or they're permanently off of work, you know? So I'm happy. I have stuff that I need to get done anyways, so it's fine. I need to get back to work, need to send out a bunch of emails and stuff, and I've been avoiding it because I can, but when I get back to work tomorrow, I definitely will be putting in some hours. Okay, next, now that I've got that applied, I'm just going to go ahead. Is my concealer? What? I'm just going to go ahead and go to the shade Family, which is that shade that I was saying is one of my favorite shades in this palette. Reminds me of that shade Rhea from the Hazina 2 palette. And we're just going to blend this on the outer side of my crease and just slowly blend in. Now I will say you may or may not be able to see the real difference between the two shades. I feel like you can't really see it now, but you will be able to see it when I put my true crease color in there. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, so that is that. Really enjoy that, and I actually really enjoy this Morphe brush. Yes, a Morphe brush. This is the M535. That's pretty much my only Morphe brush that I like, other than their really small blending brush. Okay, now I'm gonna take, what is this? A Wayne Goss, right? Wayne Goss 17, and I'm gonna go into the shade Tradition, which is the darkest shade in this palette, I believe. I've not tried it against the brown, but I feel as though this is their darkest shade in the palette. And this is going to go in that outer V area, as well as all in my crease. Now, when I'm putting this in my crease, I'm going to try and strive for a majority of the product to go under my brush and under my crease, and just have a light blend go up. And I'm doing that because I'm going to be cutting my crease today. So it doesn't matter how much shadow is on the bottom part of my lid, but it does matter how much shadow goes up in my transition area, because I can't really cut that out, you know what I mean? So that is that. And I am going to wing this out just a wee bit because I did do it unintentionally on the other eye, so I just gotta keep it together. And I'm just gonna build up the shade over here just so that the shade is overall the same. And I'm just gonna take the brush that I had, the crease shade, and just blend just over it all. That's it. That's it. So that is what my crease work is. It is that simple. Now I'm gonna take a flat brush. I am literally running out of flat brushes. I have been delaying cleaning my brushes. It needs to get done. I'm probably gonna do it tonight because I need to film tomorrow, but I might not. So whatever. Anyways, flat brush, NYX glitter glue, and I'm going to cut my lid. Ooh, good googly moogly. I put too much on. Okay. Alrighty, and just like I always do, I'm going to take a bit of that transition or tradition color, which is my outer V shade, and I'm just going to blend on the outside of that NYX glitter glue, just so that it blends seamlessly, hopefully, into that outer V shape. Okay. Now I'm going to be using two different shades on my lid today. I'm going to be using Holiday on my inner 2/3, I would say, and then Christ on my last 1/3. Oh, I forgot. Sis, how did you forget? Okay, I'm sorry. So rewind and freeze. Oh, this is gonna, oh. Okay, I need to clean off this inner corner situation because that is not what is supposed to be happening. Okay, I think that's gonna be okay. So I need to reapply my NYX glitter glue. So we're just gonna apply predominantly in this front and then just recut. Hopefully it'll be a good layer, and so what I put on top won't be affected with that crap on the bottom. Okay, so I actually went into Hot Cider first, which is the orange in this palette, and I applied that as like a liner. Now when doing this liner, oh, is this magnetic? Is that? So when doing this liner, I started off really just filling this whole tear duct area with this shade, and then building slowly to a smaller line backwards. Now, it ended up not being that shape at the end, but I still think that I should do the same kind of build up so that it looks at least somewhat similar at the end. So we're just gonna keep going. And I think I've hit my end, and there we go. So I am just going to make this a little bit more similar. Okay, so there we go. Now we're gonna go into the Bloody Holiday shade. And with this shade, I am just going to start off right now with just putting product under where I have the hot cider. And what I'm doing is just slowly building up this shade. I don't want to do it too much, and you'll see why in a second. Then I'm going to flip this over and go into the Christ shade that I showed you guys earlier before I cocked this whole look up. And and like I said, we're going to keep starting with just putting the shade under the two shades, and then what I'm going to do is take this Christ shade and I'm going to build her up because I didn't make the tail and the anticipation part as small as I wanted to. So because the shimmer is so much more opaque and just, you know, it can cover up the matte, we are going to just slowly use that to my advantage to make the conclusion look the way I want it to. Now I'm just going to go back into the holiday shade and just make the shimmers meet at the same height, so it looks like I did that on purpose from the get-go. So that's where that is, right? And now it is time to do both my lower lash line and my inner corner. So we're going to start off with the lower lash line. And for that, I need to find the right brush. I'm going to take the Tradition shade and I'm going to take the very tip of that Wayne Goss brush and go right under. And you see how that just added blue all types of under that kit and caboodle. Now we're going to clean off that Morphe brush. I'm going to use that exact same brush and I'm going to start off with Family, which was the outer transition shade, and I'm going to blend. And I'm going to blend about halfway down. That's about good enough. And then what I'm going to do is clean off that brush. We're just gonna blend some more. This whole situation is just all about blending, especially because I refuse to use smaller brushes. It's all about blending. And then I'm gonna go into Winter, which was my inner transition color, and blend out that inner part. Okay. So pretty much this whole situation is set. I just need to connect my lower and upper outer darker shades. I don't know why that didn't happen before. And so if you're like me and you like a really a really low lower lash line, you don't mind it going very far, but you went too far. What I do is I take the brush that I put my, I set my brow bone with, that shade, and I'm just going to take that brush that still has product and we're just going to blend. Now if you don't set your brow bone highlight or you don't do a brow bone highlight, you could also just use the brush that you use to set your under eye. That works too, but just use a shade that is somewhat near your skin tone and it'll help to kind of just blend out those mistakes. So that is what your girl is doing now. I feel content enough to just keep pushing. And then the last shade I used in this look is Gifts, which is the only metallic green in this palette. And I'm going to just put that in my inner corner. I'm going to blend. And as you can see, I got rid of that real deep circular part that I had on the bottom, but it still has the same effect. So this is pretty much the finished look. I have to do my eyeliners, my mascara, and then I will come back to show you guys the completed finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. And yeah, so like I said, this is the finished look. Same exact earrings that I wore yesterday, so that will definitely be linked down below because once I wear them twice, I don't forget. On my lips today, I did a combination. I did an ombre with my MAC Chestnut lip liner and the B'ellegant liquid lipstick in Spicy. I don't necessarily recommend this brand, but I do have quite a bit from this brand. In my waterline, I have a ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Puppy. I think that's it. Everything else is normal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys. I'm feeling myself, guys. I'm looking at myself in this mirror. I am feeling myself. I am happy. I need to figure out another video to record because I want to record. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into look number 3. Alrighty guys, so I'm here to bring you guys look number 3, and as you can see I've already done this eye over here. I'm actually really liking it, and I'm just going to walk you guys through what I did today. So first, I've already primed. I actually primed today with my MAC paint pot in Groundwork. I did sculpt the under part of my brow, set that, and then I just went ahead and blended that same exact paint pot out on my lid. I just didn't feel like grabbing for another product, to be quite honest. First, I'm gonna go into Hot Cider, which is the orange in this shade, and I'm just gonna fluff this really nicely in my crease. Oops. Okay. I always do this. I always don't have my computer and my mirror situated the way it should be. Alrighty, so that is nice and blended out. Hopefully you guys, yeah, it looks like you guys are still in frame. Then I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush and we're gonna go right into Family, which is again that shade that I just really have been enjoying in pretty much all of my looks. And we're gonna put that in the inner half of my crease. So what I'm gonna do is just really try and focus the actual color in the crease and then slowly spread it out and spread it up. I wanted to see what the shade would look like with the orange, and it's really pulling green when mixed with the orange. I guess I should have known that. Maybe that's like a color theory type thing. But if you know me, you know that your girl was never good in art. Never good in art at all. I think I actually low-key almost failed art when that was like a thing that you had to take. So yeah. I just was too lazy, honestly, to memorize the color wheel, and I still have yet to even pretend to learn it. I just... Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and go into the shade Firewood, which is the brown. And we're going to put that in my crease, of course. We're also gonna deepen out my outer V with this shade. And I'm just gonna work on getting the excess product. I took up a lot of product. And we're gonna work on blending the shade out and into the crease. Like I said, I picked up a lot of product. I did not intend to do that. So I'm just going back in with that orange shade just to help blend out that brownie shade. And we're just gonna go back and forth until your girl is happy. I actually don't think that's half bad. Not bad, not bad at all. So I just took an Eddie Funkhauser brush, which just happens to be their shader brush. It is quite fluffy. And I was not really aiming for this to be a very, very detailed cut crease. Even though it kind of ended up being that way, but I wasn't aiming for it. So I just put some NYX glitter glue on them, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply way too much onto my lids. Like I said, I wasn't planning on this being a super cut crease, so I just patted it on, and okay. Now what we're going to do is take that same brush and we are going to go right back into Firewood, and just as always, just take my outer V shade. Ooh, my NYX glitter glue really picked up that shade. I did not mean to put that much on there. It's okay. Just got to do a little bit more blending to make sure that it really stays the same, hopefully. But knowing me, I just royally screwed that up. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, same side with the NYX glitter glue. What I'm going to do is just aim to take the very tip of this very unprecise brush. I'm going to coat it into the shade Frosty, which is the lightest shade. And I'm just going to aim to put this at the top part of where that NYX glitter glue is. Like I said, I did not do this very precise. So this was a very kind of Hail Mary type situation. But I really just, I wanted to use the shade Frosty, but I didn't want to use it in my inner corner. So I figured, why not really do a kind of impactful situation right there. Then what I'm going to do is just take the rest of, I'm actually going to clean off my brush really quickly. I want to make sure I don't have any of that shade Frosty on there. And I really was intrigued by the shade Christ yesterday. I just really thought it was a pretty shade. So I wanted to go ahead and take that all over my lid today. I am just going to keep it under the shade Frosty. And because I actually was able to get that kind of liner placed exactly how I want it, I am really going to try not to overtake that shade and just go right under it. And I am just going to, of course, attempt. Oh child, I'm going to attempt to blend Christ out with Firewood and the other way around. We'll see how it goes. It's not really doing the best. I got some Christ in the middle over here for some unknown reason, but it looks like I'm making it work. I'm making it work. Okay, so we're pretty much wrapping it up at this point. Time to do lower lash line. We're going to take Firewood and go right across my lower lash. And then we're going to take Hot Cider and blend it out and connect up top. We're going to take another shading brush, and I wanted to bring some green to try and kind of fool the shade family into kind of pulling off a little green. So I'm actually going to take that and go right in my inner corner. Okay. So that's pretty much the look. All I have to do now is do my liners, which in my actual waterline, I used the shade from NYX. It's their Neon Eyeliner in Gotcha. I used my Patrick Star Black on my upper waterline, and then I used my They're Real mascara from Benefit. So I'm going to throw these three things on this eye, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. And yeah, like I said, this is the finished look. I'm actually really enjoying what happened here. And let me just go over the basics really quickly, and then we will hop into my review for this palette. So on my lips, I have my MAC Consensual lipstick. This is from their nude range. I've always said I love this, but I never talked about this. This should still be available. Out of all my MAC lipsticks that I put on, that should be the one that is actually still available. On my cheeks, I have my NARS Liberte and my ABH Magic highlighter. Bronzer, I use my cream bronzer from Danessa Myricks and also my ColourPop Bits and Pieces bronzer. That's it. That's it. Other than like the unnecessary things. Oh, one new thing that I put on today. I forgot something else. One new thing is I actually tried a Revolution soap brow product. I actually just picked this up. I got it today, and I've been wanting a wax because I really enjoyed the wax that I had in my brow kit, and I went through it and I actually really like how my brows came out. They're very bold, but if you look at the actual hairs, I feel like the hairs are doing good. So I really do want to try this on a day where like I get to wear it all day to see if my brows stay where I want them to, because if it does, revolution. So anyways, not reviewing that, but I am reviewing this. This is DJ Unique Boutique's second eyeshadow palette that she has released on her channel and from her boutique. So this one is for the holidays, and this is called the Reasons palette. As you can see by the titles, and not the title, as you can see by the name of each shadow, this palette is definitely been created and inspired by the New Year's winter theme situation. So I think it definitely encompasses New Year's and winter with these really nice cool tones between the blues and the greens. I really even do like this splash of orange. I will say, out of all of the shadows, and you guys saw it in my eye swatch video, this was definitely the least pigmented and just most subtle out of all of the shades. If this shade were to be amped up quite a bit more, I think I could get even more variety out of this palette. So that would be my only real critique. After that, I enjoyed all of the shades. I enjoyed the whole color scheme completely and fully. I like that there is a deep and light shade for each color family, both with the blues and the greens. I absolutely adore Family and how it's this in-between blue-green shade. I love Firewood. I think it's a really nice deepener shade for all of the mattes. And yeah, I think all of the metallics are really nice as well. So overall, I am very, very happy that I took the time to pick up this palette. This was the first palette that I picked up from this brand. I think the formula is really nice, blendable, pigmented. Like I said, the one shade I wish could be amped up just a little bit more is Hot Cider. And you guys could see in almost every look that I used, I felt like it just didn't have the full oomph that I personally really enjoy personally. And even trying to build it up, it just never got to that oomph that I really wanted from it. Overall, would I recommend this palette? I would. I don't know. Overall, would I recommend this palette? I would. I don't know if it's still available, so definitely go ahead and check out down below in my description box. I will do as best as I can when it comes to linking down my previous videos that I have done for this actual eyeshadow palette, and then also just linking to the actual eyeshadow palette. Now, I did purchase two other things in this collection, and let's talk about those very, very quickly. As far as the sponge has actually grown on me. It's not the worst sponge, but it's not the best sponge. I really do enjoy it. And if I need another sponge and I happen to be making an order from DJ Unique Boutique's website, I would pick up another sponge. And like I said, my main kind of catalyst for picking this up was just the fact that it was brown. I really liked that it was basically a nude sponge for me, and that my foundation wouldn't be such an eyesore on it. And honestly, I am really low on sponges, at least for me, which is perfectly fine. I've been slowly going through the sponges that my mom got me for Christmas this past year, like, yeah, so I still have those, and then I had other sponges that I already had in my collection. So I don't need another sponge in my collection, like, let's put it to you frank, But at the end of the day, I'm happy I picked that up, and I am going to currently use that until I get my money's worth. Now, the only other thing that I picked up from them, because I didn't end up picking up a lip bundle, just because I was not interested in both the lipstick and the lip gloss. And honestly, in the grand scheme of things right now, with COVID and the mask wearing and everything, I just don't wear lip products. Even if I happen to be caught out in public with makeup on, you're not going to check me for any lip products being on my lips. It's just not going to happen. If it is, it's going to be a liquid lipstick. I have quite a few of those. I don't need any more. So I didn't pick up any of the either of the two lip duo sets, but I did pick up the lashes, and I still haven't worn them yet. Guys, I've been so tired today. So tired. So I still really do want to try them. I will make a very big effort to put these on. I might actually try and finesse putting them on today, but I'm honestly terrible at lashes. Either way, my effort will be made to put on these lashes before I edit this video, so I can tell you guys right now on the screen. So if you're just listening to me, do look on the screen right now to see what's going on and my opinions on these lashes. Okay guys, so like I said, I was gonna put the lashes on and see how they go. All right, so first of all, it is definitely, like I said, a thick band. There is definitely black, and the way the band is made, I will try and have some b-roll so you guys can see when I take them off. It's not, at least the way that I know to apply them, it's not like I can apply the actual band right in between, like where my lashes come out from my eyelid. I have to really apply the band on my eyelid, so that makes it quite a bit difficult. Also, I thought these were the most natural. These are not natural. When you take them out the box, you really see how fluffy and like how many actual lashes are on this. I think from this distance away, it actually looks like I know how to put lashes on, but when you come up close, your girl doesn't know how to put lashes on. On top of that, these things, they keep rubbing my inside of my eye. I did cut off just a little bit on both of the lashes, and I can still, like when I go down, I can feel them right here in the inner corner of my eye, and when I bring them all the way up, I can feel them once again on the inner corner of my eye. So yeah, I don't really know if these lashes add anything to this look. I would love to know if you guys feel it does. Like I said, I still feel like I have some work to do, because I still feel I can see a difference between where my lash band is and where I feel the lash band should be. But I think overall, as a beginner, I actually applied these quite easily, and as long as I applied them in the right method, in the right placement, I think these aren't that bad. I think maybe 2 or 3 more chances and maybe I'll actually get them together. If you are less of a novice like me when it comes to lashes, I don't think it'll be a hard pass. And I think these are lashes that people be into. I mean, I don't know, guys. This is only the 3rd pair that I put on, but I wanted to try another pair, and that's the last pair of lashes I'm going to be picking up. I don't need any more. I'm going to keep rotating, trying, learning with the lashes that I have, and if I'm interested in continuing on to purchase them, then I will, but most likely it's a nah dog. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here really quickly and like update you guys. I was just gonna write it on the screen, but I felt like there were too many thoughts to tell you. So yeah, and I just want to come in close so you guys can see just how many lashes are on here. There are quite a few lashes, man. It's quite fluffy, and it is quite voluminous, y'all. You see how much volume it added to my actual eyelashes. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We are just going to hop right back in to my original video, but I just wanted to come on here because I felt like it was easy for me to just talk instead of trying to condense this all and type it onto the video. So I am not by any means the best application wearer when it comes to putting lashes on, but I feel as though now I know, like, okay, I should be able to put these on. I just am challenged, or me and these lashes just aren't working out. But mainly for me, I feel like lashes are the same level of wear and putting them on. It's just my ability. I will say that this is not a clear band, and thus far the only two lashes that I have attempted to put on my eyeballs have both been clear bands. So this will be very interesting. Very, very interesting. But I will let you guys on the low. There has to be a hair. This, I keep itching. I will definitely let you guys know on the screen how I feel about these. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to talk about. Everything will be listed and linked down below for, will it be linked? I haven't linked the last couple of 3 looks from Palace, so everything will be listed down below for your convenience. And I think that's it. I'm tired. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and always, y'all, Black lives do matter. Please remember to register and to vote. Please remember to wear a mask. Be safe, and I'll